So Zadie, the first problem is 744 divided by 7. So Zadie, what do we do first? Remember, you can tell me in numbers. You don't have to tell me in words.
We divide, so we see how many times the divisor goes into the first digit of our dividend.
Okay, and remember, you can tell me in numbers. So what does that mean? We see how many times?
We see how many times 7 goes into 7.
Very good. And how many times does 7 go into 7?
1 time.
1 time. Now, Zadie is going to finish this problem for us. That means a lot of you are going to be like, okay, it's not my turn, so I can just kind of think about something else until it's my turn. But remember what happens when we do that, because I may say a lot of things that will help you while I'm helping somebody else. Also, you know that whatever the person before you does, you're doing the same exact thing with your problem, you just have different numbers. So that's why it's very important that you do not zone out just because I'm working with one kid per problem. Does everybody understand? Okay, Cullen, what's your question real quick?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. Okay, Zadie. So what next? Remember, you can tell me in numbers so we can make sure to finish. Oh, Cullen, I see your direct message. Can you hear me now? Okay, so maybe it might just go in and out. So just like wait a second and see if it comes back. If you're waiting for like a minute and it's not coming back, let me know, okay?
We multiply, so we multiply 1 times 7.
We multiply 1 times 7, which equals?
7.
And where do we put that?
We put it under the first digit of our dividend.
Good. We're working in the hundreds place, so we put that in the hundreds place. What do we do now, Zadie?
So we subtract.
What do we subtract?
We subtract
You can tell me numbers.
We subtract 7 from 7.
Which equals?
0.
0. Good. What do we do next?
We bring down.
And what do we bring down?
We bring down the first 4 in our dividend.
Good. So what's our new dividend?
4.
4. Good. What do we do next? Remember, you can tell me in numbers.
We divide.
Which means we... Remember, we always start with see how many times.
We see how many times
Can somebody help her out? Michaela?
We see how many times 7 goes into 4.
Good. So Zadie, what do we do next?
we see how many times 7 goes into 4.
Good. How many times does 7 go into 4?
0 times.
0. Where do we put that? 0. Do we put it here?
No.
Where do we put it? Can somebody help her out? Aaron, where do we put it?
We put it above the 4 in the second place in our dividend.
Not her. Okay, good. Oh, I see what you're saying. We put it above the 4. That's in the second place in our dividend. Remember, Zadie, every time we do division, after the first time, we put that answer right above the digit we brought down. So after the first time we do division, so the second, third, fourth, fifth, however many times come next, the answer to division always goes above the digit we just brought down. So we just brought down this 4. That means the answer to that division, how many times 7 goes into 4, goes right above the 4 we just brought down. Okay, Zadie, so we just divided to say that 7 goes into 4 0 times. What do we do next?
We multiply.
What do we multiply? You can tell me in numbers.
We multiply 7 times 4.
7 times 4. Do we ever multiply anything down here? Where's the only place we ever look to multiply? There's only 2 places we ever look to multiply. Carla, what are those 2 places?
We look at the quotient and the divisor.
Good. So we look at one digit at a time of the quotient and we look at the divisor. So Zadie, we just figured out that 7 can go into 4 0 times. So what are we multiplying? What are the digits that we're multiplying?
7 times 0.
But remember, we always start just so that this is why we have to start with the same numbers every time. Because it's really confusing if sometimes we say we multiply the divisor by the digit we just got, but then other times we say the digit we just got multiplied by the divisor. So we want to do the same exact thing every single time. So instead of multiplying 7 times 0, even though I know it's the exact same answer, it will help you remember. See, this is what's happening. You're putting the divisor first every time. So then you're like, well, I don't remember what other one it is. Is it this or is it this? So put the digit you just got first every single time. We're making a pattern. If we change the way we say things, even if we get the right answer, we don't see the pattern. Does everybody understand that? Everybody should be listening right now, not just Zadie. When we multiply, when we do math, we want to do things in the same exact order every single time so that we can create a pattern. If we change things up, even though it gives us the same answer, we don't see the pattern. We need to see the pattern. See, math is all about patterns. Almost everything in math is a pattern. So if you see the pattern, it makes doing more of that same type of math really easy. So instead of multiplying 7 times 0, let's flip it and do the opposite. What's the opposite, Zadie?
0 times 7.
0 times 7. And what is 0 times 7?
0.
0. So we write that right above, underneath our new dividend. What do we do next, Zadie?
We subtract.
What do we subtract?
We subtract 4 from 0.
What? Can we subtract 4 from 0? That means we're doing this. Can we do that? 0 minus 4?
Yes.
We can? What is 0 minus 4, Zadie?
4.
So if I have a number line, and here's 0, and then I'm subtracting 4 from it, that means I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. Numbers below 0 are -1, -2, -3, -4. So that means 0 minus 4 is -4. Have we even talked about negatives? So remember, Zadie, you're doing that thing where you're letting your brain flip this problem. You're letting your brain say, let's see I gotta see who left so I can let them back in. Okay, there we go. You're letting your brain see this as this. But that's not true. Because 4 minus 0 looks like this. So 4, if we go back 0 times, it's still 4. So this is not possible. You have got to get that out of your brains. Just if you cannot do it like this, you can't just say, well, 0 minus 4, I can't do that because 0 is smaller than 4. If I have 0 apples, Zadie, can I give you 4?
No.
No, I can't. So can I do 0 minus 4? Can I subtract 4 from 0?
No.
No, what do I have to do? I subtract what from what? Come on, Zadie. Can somebody help her out? Smith.
You subtract 0 from 4.
I subtract 0 from 4. Zadie, I always have to take the smaller number from the bigger number. Unless I'm learning about negative numbers, which you will not do for a few more years. So you have, again, Zadie, it's the pattern. You all may be thinking, why do we have to do it in the same order every time? I know what the answer is. Again, the problem is a lot of you are just tuning out unless it's your turn, so you don't see the pattern. And then when it is your turn, you're like, you have to think and see that like math book page in your head, which is really hard. But if you pay attention and you know the pattern, it's gonna be really easy. So Zadie, we don't subtract 4 from 0 because we can't do that. We subtract 0 from 4, which equals what?
4.
4. Okay, what do we do next?
We bring down.
What do we bring down?
We bring down the last digit in our dividend.
Okay, so what do we bring down? Tell me in numbers, please.
We bring down the 4.
We bring down the last 4. And what's our new dividend?
44.
44, okay? So now what do we do? Remember, it's a pattern. If you're paying attention when everybody else is going, you know this pattern.
We divide.
Okay, what does that mean?
We
Okay, Zadie, you gotta pay attention when other people are doing this. Who can help her out? Ethan?
You do 7 to 44.
So we see how many times 7 can go into 44. Good, Ethan. Don't forget to mute yourself. Zadie, what do we do next?
we see how many times 7 goes into 44.
Okay, and how many times does 7 go into 44? You gotta know your basic facts for this one. Colin, can you help her out?
It goes into 44 6 times.
Okay, so Zadie, how many times does 7 go into 44?
6 times.
6 times. Where do we put that 6?
We put the 6 above the 4.
Okay, above the digit we just brought down. Okay, now what?
We multiply.
What do we multiply? Who can help her out? Lena, what do we multiply?
We multiply 6 times 7.
We multiply 6 times 7, which is what?
42.
42. So Zadie, what do we do?
We multiply 6 times 7.
We multiply 6, the digit we just got, by our divisor 7 to get what?
42.
42. Oops, I'm going to have to write a little smaller next time. Okay, what do we do next, Zadie?
We subtract.
What do we subtract?
We subtract 44 from 42.
That means we're doing this. Can we do that?
No.
No. So we're not subtracting 44 from 42. What are we subtracting?
42 from 44.
We're subtracting 42 from 44, which equals
2.
2. Okay, what do we always check for now?
We check for anything to bring down.
Do we have anything to bring down?
No.
So now we
Compare.
compare. Is 2 less than 7?
Yes.
So that means 2 is our
Remainder.
remainder. So Zadie, 744 divided by 7 is
106 remainder 2.
106 remainder 2. Everybody make sure that you have that same answer. So now we're going to go to the bottom and we are going to put a C everywhere where we see 106. And then Carla was correct. The fraction is the remainder with the divisor. So that means, I don't know why they did it that way. I don't know why they did it that way. We are not going to do that way. Does everybody understand? This is the only time we will see it like that. Does everybody understand? Okay, but for this sheet, we are looking for 106 with 2 sevenths. 2 diagonal line 7. So I rewrote it with the quotient and then remainder, whatever. So we're looking for 106 remainder 2. So I'm going to put a C here. and here. Okay? So put a C wherever you, make sure that you have a C wherever you have 106, and it looks like this. And 2/7. So make sure you have that, and then give me a thumbs up when you're ready to move on to the next problem. And Michaela, this next problem will be yours. Kingston, do you have a question or are you finished? You're muted.
So you want us to do it in pencil if we don't have any pen?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna erase. I'm gonna be sure, I'm gonna have to write a little smaller this time so I don't get this. Okay, oops. Let's see, the next problem, Michaela, you're gonna do E, which is 615 divided by 2. Okay, remember, Michaela, you can tell me in numbers what to do. So what's the first thing that we do?
We divide.
So what are we dividing?
We're saying how many times 2 will go into the 6.
Good. And how many times will 2 go into 6?
3 times.
3 times. So we write that right above the 6 because we're saying that 2, our divisor, will go into 6, the first digit of our dividend, 3 times. Okay, Michaela, what next? You can tell me in numbers.
We multiply, so that means we do 3 times 2.
Good. The digit we just got, 3 times 2, which equals
6.
6. And we're going to line it right up with the hundredths place because that's where we're working. What do we do next, Michaela?
We subtract.
And what are we subtracting?
We're subtracting the first digit of our
You can tell me in numbers.
We're subtracting 6 minus 6.
6 minus 6. The answer to our multiplication problem subtracted from the first digit of our dividend. 6 minus 6 is what, Michaela?
0.
0. Okay, what do we do now?
We bring down.
We bring down. What do we bring down? Michaela, do we ever bring down more than one digit at a time?
No.
Never, ever, ever. So what are we bringing down?
We bring down the 1.
We bring down the 1. We bring down just the next digit in our dividend. So now we have our new dividend, which is what, Michaela?
1.
1. Good. What do we do next?
We divide, so that means we divide 2 times.
Oh, we see how many times?
We see how many times 2 will go into 1.
We see how many times our divisor 2 will go into our new dividend 1, which is how many times, Michaela?
0.
0. Where do we put that 0?
Above the second digit of our dividend.
Good. Above the digit we just brought down. We just brought down the 1, so we put the answer to that division above the 1. Okay, Michaela, what do we do next? You can tell me in numbers.
We multiply, so we multiply 0 times 2.
Good. We multiply the digit we just got 0 times our divisor 2, which equals
0.
And then we line that right up with our new dividend. What do we do next, Michaela?
We subtract.
And what do we subtract?
We subtract 0 from 1.
Good. We subtract 0 from 1. We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem, 0, from our new dividend 1, which equals
1.
1. Good. What do we do next, Michaela?
We bring down.
And what are we bringing down?
We bring down the last digit of our dividend.
So we go to our dividend, find the next digit to bring down, which in this case is
5.
5. And we created our new dividend, which is
15.
15. Okay, good. What do we do next, Michaela? So everybody should be checking their work while Michaela's doing this and being prepared for theirs. Now, just because you already did your problem, does that mean you get to zone out and you're done for the day? Nope, because I'm going to be checking. When you come back to school, you're going to be bringing this, and I'm going to make sure that you were checking with us. Okay, Michaela, sorry. What do we do next? We just created our new dividend, 15. Oh, you're muted.
We multiply.
Do we multiply? What are we going to multiply? Do we have anything to multiply right now?
No.
So what do we do instead? We just brought down, which means we divide. What are we doing? How are we dividing? We're seeing how many times what can go?
We're seeing how many times 2 will go into 15.
Good. We're seeing how many times our divisor 2 will go into our new dividend 15, which is how many times, Michaela?
0.
0? That means that 2 can't fit into 15. Is that true?
No.
No. It's only 0 when the new dividend is less than the divisor. Is this new dividend 15 less than our divisor 2?
No.
No, so that means 2 can go into 15. But we have to use our basic facts for 2 to figure out how many times without going over. So we have to figure out what's the closest multiple of 2 to 15 that's not bigger.
14.
Okay, so that means 2 goes into 15 how many times?
6 times.
Are you sure? What's 2 times 6?
12.
Is that 14?
No.
No, so how many times does 2 go into 15?
7 times.
7 times. Where do I put that 7?
Above the last digit of our dividend.
Above the last digit of our dividend, because we always put it above the digit we just brought down. Okay, now what, Michaela?
Now we multiply.
What are we multiplying?
7 times 2.
We're multiplying the digit we just got, 7, times our divisor 2, which equals
14.
14. We line that up with our new dividend, and what do we do next, Michaela?
We subtract.
What are we subtracting?
We subtract 14 from 15.
Good. We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem, 14, from our new dividend, 15, which equals
1.
1. What do we check for?
To see if there's anything to bring down.
Is there anything to bring down?
No.
No. So we can.
Compare.
Is 1 less than 2?
Yes.
So that means 615 divided by 2 is what, Michaela?
307, remainder 1.
307, remainder 1. So that means now we're going down to our code and we're finding any answers that look like 307 and 1/2. Because our divisor is 2, we know that they're putting our remainder over our 2. And we are going to put, what letter did you have? Was it an E? Yes, an E. So let's go down, everybody go down to your code, find 307 and 1/2, and put an E above it. Lots of E's. Okay, so there are 3 E's. Make sure that you have your 3 E's. Yes, Zari.
I have already filled this out.
I know, but you're checking to make sure. So you're checking to make sure that in those 3 places where you see 307 and 1/2, you have an E above it. Okay, number 3, or the next one will be Aaron. Is everybody ready for me to erase? Okay. So Aaron, your problem is letter F, which is 318 divided by 3. Okay, Aaron, remember you can tell me all in numbers. What do we do first?
We divide to see how many times 3 can go into 3.
Good. We divide to see how many times our divisor 3 will go into the first digit of our dividend 3, which is how many times, Aaron?
1 time.
1 time. Okay, what do we do next?
We multiply 1 times 3.
We multiply 1, the digit we just got, by 3, our divisor, to get
3.
3. We're going to line that up with the hundreds place, because that's where we're working. And what do we do next, Aaron?
We subtract 3 from 3.
Good. We subtract 3, the answer to our multiplication problem, from 3, the first digit of our dividend, and we get what, Aaron?
0.
0. Good. Lena, are you good? Okay. Aaron, what do we do next?
We bring down the 1 in our dividend.
Good. So we look for the next unused digit in our dividend, and we bring it down, and we created our new dividend, which is
1.
very good. Okay. What do we do next, Aaron?
We divide to see how many times 3 can go into 1.
Good. We divide to see how many times 3, our divisor, will go into 1, our new dividend, which is how many times, Aaron?
0 times.
0. Where do we put that 0?
Above the 1 in our dividend.
Above the 1, because we always put it above the digit we just brought down. Aaron, will you mute for a second? Zadie, do you have a question?
For some reason, I looked at the zero crashers you sent me,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't have that problem.
It should, because I sent you the exact thing that I'm looking at right now. It's letter F, the third one in the top row. 318 divided by 3.
Okay.
So that means that you must have copied it wrong on your sheet of paper, so make sure that you're writing this somewhere else, okay? So, and you got to make sure you're copying it correctly. Okay, Colin, you're unmuted. Okay, Aaron. So we just divided to say that 3 will go into our new dividend 0 times. What do we do next, Aaron? Don't forget to unmute.
We multiply 0 times 3.
We multiply 0, the digit we just got, by 3, our divisor, to get
0.
0. We line that up with our new dividend. Now what do?
We subtract 0 from 1.
Good. We subtract 0, the answer to our multiplication problem, from 1, our new dividend, to get what, Aaron?
1.
1. Now what do?
We bring down 8.
We bring down the next digit in our dividend, which is 8, to get our new dividend. What's
18.
18. Good. What do we do next?
We multiply to see how many times 3 can go into 18.
Is that multiplying when we see how many times one number can go into another? You have the right step, you just said the wrong operation. Are we multiplying right now if we're seeing how many times 3 will go into 18?
No.
3, multiplying means we're repeating. But if we're breaking into groups, what are we doing? We're seeing how many groups of 3 are in 18.
We're dividing.
Dividing. So tell me the same thing again, but with the right operation. We're doing what to see how many times 3 can go into 18?
We're dividing to see how many times 3 can go into 18.
Good. We're dividing to see how many times our divisor 3 will go into our new dividend 18, which is how many times?
6 times.
6. Where do we put that 6?
Above the 8, which we just brought down.
Good. We always put the answer to our division problem after the first step above the digit we just brought down. Guys, make sure you're focusing. Even if it's not your turn, you need to focus. Let's see, Zadie and Cullen, you're not muted right now. Okay, Aaron, what do we do next? So we just figured out that 3, our divisor, will go into 18, our new dividend, 6 times. What do we do next?
We multiply 6 times 3.
We multiply our new digit, the digit we just got, 6, by our divisor, 3, to get what?
18.
18. We're going to line that up with our new dividend. And what are we going to do next?
We're going to subtract 18 from 18.
We're going to subtract the answer to our multiplication problem, 18, from our new dividend, 18, to get what?
0.
0. Aaron, will you mute for a second? Cullen, can you not hear me? Okay. Okay, Aaron, what do we check for next?
We check for anything to bring down.
Do we have anything to bring down?
No.
So we can
Compare.
compare. Is 0 less than our divisor 3?
Yes.
So what does that mean 0 is?
Our remainder.
Our remainder. But are we going to write that?
No.
No. So that means we're looking for just 106. We would not, hold on one second. We would not, so Aaron, you can go ahead and mute now. We would not see this. 106 and 0 thirds. Because just like we don't put remainder 0 or a 0 at the beginning of a number, we don't put a fraction with 0 at the top. So, Aaron's number was F. So we need to look down at our code and find anywhere where we see 106. Not 106 and 2/7, but just 106. I see it here, and here, and here. So there are 3 F's. So you should have 3 F's down in your code at the bottom. Colin, is it working now? Is your sound working now, Colin? Let's see. So everybody make sure that you have 3 F's.
Miss Phyllis,
Yeah, sorry.
I know what she can do to get her sound back.
Well, what is it? Because she can't hear you.
She can restart the whatever she's on.
So the device. Oh, man, okay. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, yes, Smith.
When Cullen gets back on, if she's unmuted and not able to hear us and we're not able to hear her, that might mean she's disconnected to the audio.
Yeah,
as well.
I think that's what the problem is. Sometimes, for some reason, her audio keeps connecting and disconnecting. So hopefully they'll be able to figure it out. Okay, so next is going to be Mason. You will have, I think it's L. Yes, L, which is 859 divided by 8. Okay, you ready, Mason? Hold on, let me let Colin back in. Ready, Mason? Okay, so don't forget to unmute yourself. And then Mason, what do we do first? Remember, you can tell me all in numbers.
We see how many times 8 can go into 8.
Good. Colin, can you hear me now?
She's disconnected because I saw it said she's not connected.
Okay. Yeah, and I don't even see. Yeah. Something's wrong with.
Maybe she might have to join from a different thing because that's what I had to do the last time.
Hey, Mason. So first you told me that we have to see how many times our divisor 8 will go into the first digit of our dividend 8, which is how many times?
1.
1 time. So we put that right above that 8 to show that 8 goes into 8 1 time. Now what do we do? You can tell me in numbers.
We see how many times 1 goes into 8.
Well, we already did division. We saw how many times our divisor 8 will go into We saw how many times our divisor 8 will go into our dividend. So we just divided. What do we do next?
Multiply.
What are we multiplying? We're always multiplying the same two pieces.
1 times 8.
The digit we just got, 1, times our divisor 8, which equals
8.
8. We're going to line that up with the hundredths place. And now we do what?
Subtract.
What do we subtract?
8 minus 8.
We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem from the first digit of our dividend, and 8 minus 8 is
0.
0. Okay, what do we do next?
Bring down
We bring down. What are we going to bring down?
the 5.
The 5. So we go to our dividend, we find the next digit we can bring down, and then we bring it down. We just created our new dividend, which is what, Mason?
5.
5. Okay, what do we do next?
Divide.
Which means?
We see how many times 8 goes into 5.
Good. We see how many times our divisor 8 goes into our new dividend 5, which is how many times?
0.
0. Where do we put that 0?
Above our 5.
Above the digit we just brought down. Now what do we do?
Multiply.
What are we multiplying? Okay, who can help them out? We've been doing this for 2 months now. Who can help them out? I need everybody should be able to raise their hand. Victoria, what do we do next?
We multiply 0 times 8.
So we multiply the digit we just got, 0, times our divisor 8. So Mason, what do we do? Victoria, make sure to mute yourself.
We multiply 0 times 8.
We multiply 0, the digit we just got, by 8, which is our divisor, to get what, Mason?
0.
0. We line that up with our new dividend. Now what do we do?
Subtract.
What are we subtracting?
5 minus 0.
We're subtracting the answer to our multiplication problem, 0, from our new dividend 5. 5 minus 0 equals
5.
5. Now what do we do?
Bring down
What are we bringing down?
the 9.
The 9. We go to our dividend, we find the next available digit, and we bring it down. We created our new dividend, which is what, Mason?
59.
59. What do we do next?
Divide.
Which means we're doing what?
59 divided by 8.
Okay, so we have to, let's use the same language so that we know exactly what to do next. We see how many times what will go into what?
We see how many times 8 will go into 59.
Good. We see how many times our divisor 8 will go into our new dividend 59, which is how many times?
8 times.
8. What's 8 times 8? Mason, think of your basic facts. What's 8 times 8? So start, you know what 8 times 5 is, right? Hold on one second.
Hearing us.
Okay. What's 8, think about what 8 times 5 is, Mason. Mason, what's 8 times 5?
40.
40. So that means 8 times 6 is what?
48.
And 8 times 7 is? Add 8 to 48.
55.
Not 55. Who can help him out? Did you get it, Mason? What's 8 times 7?
56.
56. So that means 8 times 8 is what?
64.
64. So if we're trying to see how many times 8 goes into 59, can it be 8 times if 8 times 8 is 64? No, because 64 is too big. It's bigger than 59. So let's try 8 times 7, which you told us was 56. Is 56 less than 59?
Yes.
Yes, but it's close. So 8 can't go into 59 8 times, but how many times can it go into 59?
7.
7 times. Where do we put that 7?
Above the 9.
Above the 9, above the digit we just brought down. Okay? Now what do we do next, Mason? We just divided. We said that 8 would go into 59 7 times.
Compare.
Okay? Is 59 less than 8?
No.
So do we compare right now? We just divided. What comes after divide in our chant?
Multiply.
Multiply. So what do we multiply? We're always multiplying from the same two places.
We multiply 8 times 59.
Not 8 times 59. Is that a basic fact? Remember, every time we're multiplying, we're just doing basic facts. Can somebody help him out? Smith.
We multiply 7 times 8.
So Mason, make sure you're listening, please. We multiply the digit we just got, 7, by our divisor, 8. So 7 times 8 is what?
56.
Yes, 56, sorry. Okay, what do we do next?
Subtract.
We subtract. What are we subtracting?
59 minus 56.
59 minus 56, which is what?
Three.
3. Okay, now we check for what?
Anything to bring down.
Anything to bring down. Do we have anything to bring down?
No.
So what do? We can compare. Is 3 less than our divisor 8?
Yes.
Yes. So that means 859 divided by 8 is
107 remainder 3.
107 remainder 3. So that means we're going down to our code and we're finding anywhere where we see 107 and 3/8. And we are putting in, I think it's an L. Yes, an L. So let's find 107 and 3/8. Ooh. Okay. 107, 3/8. Here we go. And that's it. Okay, so you should have 2 L's in your code. So make sure you have 2 L's in your code. They're the last 2 letters of the third word. Okay, Zari, if you can do something to make that stop happening, please do that, because when you log back on, it's very, very loud, and so that means we can't just work through it. Okay, is everybody ready to move on to the next one? Smith, this will be yours. Okay, Smith, so you're going to do 813 divided by 4. Ethan, are you there? Okay, I don't know. Okay, Smith, what do we do first?
We see how many times 4 goes into 8.
And how many times will 4 go into 8?
2 times.
2 times. Okay, what do we do next?
We multiply 2 times 4.
We multiply the digit we just got 2 times our divisor 4 to get
8.
8. Okay, what do we do next?
We subtract 8 from 8.
We subtract 8, the answer to our multiplication problem, from 8, the first digit of our dividend, to get
0.
0. Okay, what do we do next?
We bring down
We bring down, what do we bring down?
the next place in our dividend.
The next digit in our dividend. Remember, places are where they are, digits are what's there. And what is the next digit?
1.
1. So we bring down 1. We created a new dividend, which is
1.
okay. What do we do next?
We see how many times our divisor 4 will go into our new dividend 1.
Good, which is how many times?
0 times.
0. Where do we put that?
Above the next place in our dividend.
Above the next place in our dividend, above the digit we just brought down. Okay, what next?
We multiply 0 times 4.
We multiply 0, the digit we just got, by 4, our divisor, to get
0.
0. Okay, what do we do now?
We subtract 0 from 1.
We subtract 0, the answer to our multiplication problem, from 1, our new dividend, to get
1.
1. Okay, what do we do next?
We bring down the 3.
We bring down the 3. We just created our new dividend, which is
13.
13. What do we do next?
We see how many times 4 goes into 13.
We see how many times our divisor 4 goes into 13, our new dividend, which is how many times?
3 times.
3 times. Okay, what do we do next?
We multiply 3 times 4.
We multiply 3, the digit we just got, by 4, our divisor, to get
12.
what next?
We subtract 12 from 13.
We subtract 12, the answer to our multiplication problem, from 13, our new dividend, to get
1.
1. What do we check for?
Anything to bring down.
Do we have anything to bring down?
No.
So that means we can,
Compare.
is 1 less than 4?
Yes.
So that means 813 divided by 4 is,
203, remainder 1.
so that means, everybody, we're looking in our code for 203 and 1/4. And we are going to put, what letter did you have, Smith?
B.
B. So we're looking for 203 and 1/4, and we're putting B. We only have one. It's our very first letter. So make sure you have B in the very first blank. Everybody should have it, because if you had something incorrect at first, you should have been able to tell, oh, that's not correct, because there's no such word. So you should have corrected. Yes, Colin? Colin, can you hear me?
Oh, I can. The reason why I had to leave is because I connected to my grandmother's hotspot.
Ah, okay. So hopefully that'll work. I think what we're going to do is Kingston's going to go next. And then I think, let's see, that'll be half the class. So Kingston's going to go next, and then we're going to save the other half for tomorrow. So that means, Zari, you'll be first tomorrow. And we'll do Zari, Ethan, Victoria, Cullen, Carla, and Lena tomorrow. You'll do the last 6 problems tomorrow. Okay. So, number 6, Kingston, you're next. You're doing A. We have 564 divided by 7. Okay, Kingston, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, what do we do first? Remember, you can tell me all in numbers.
We see how many times 7 can go into 5.
Good. We see how many times our divisor 7 will go into the first digit of our dividend, 5. How many times will 7 go into 5, Kingston?
It can't go in there.
It can't. Are we going to put a 0 in the first place?
No.
No, we only put zeros in the middle or at the end, right? We don't put any zeros in the first place of our quotient or in our remainder. So what do we have to do, Kingston? Since 7 can't go into 5, what do we have to do?
Go to the next digit.
So we move 1 digit over. Kingston, are we seeing how many times 7 will go into 6? No, we're seeing how many times our divisor 7 will go into
56.
56, the first 2 digits. How many times will 7 go into 56, Kingston?
It will go in there 8 times.
8 times. Where do we put that 8? Do we put it above the first digit, 5, or the second digit, 6?
6.
6, above the second digit. Otherwise, we'd be saying that 7 goes into 5 8 times. Is that possible? Class, you can show me. Can 7 go into 5 8 times? No, can't even go once. Good. What do we do next, Kingston?
We multiply.
What do we multiply?
8 times 7.
We multiply 8, the digit we just got, by 7, our divisor, to get
56.
56. Kingston, this is a 2-digit answer. I haven't had that before in my first step. Does that mean I'm going to line it up with 564?
No.
No. What am I lining up the answer to my multiplication problem with?
The first two digits in our dividend.
The first 2 digits of our dividend, because that's the only ones we've looked at. Have we looked at this 4 yet, Kingston? No.
No.
So we will definitely not line it up with that. Oops, what do we do next, Kingston? We just multiply. What do we subtract?
56 minus 56.
Good. We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem, 56, from the first 2 digits of our dividend to get what?
0.
0. Please make sure you're paying attention, even if you've already gone or if you haven't gone yet. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze. Whew, whew. Okay, what do we do next, Kingston?
We bring down
We bring down. Okay, what do we bring down?
a 4.
The 4. It's the only thing left. Now we have our new dividend, which is what?
4.
Okay, what do we do next?
We see how many times 7 can go into 4, which
Good.
is none.
We see how many times our new dividend, our divisor 7 will go into our new dividend 4, which Kingston told us was 0 times. Where do I put that 0?
Above the 4.
I put it above the digit I just brought down. And what do I do next?
You multiply 7 times 0.
Well, let's put it in the same order, though. We always...
0 times 7.
Good. We multiply the digit we just got, 0, by our divisor 7 to get
0.
0. What do we do next?
You subtract.
What do we subtract? Oops.
0 minus 4.
Do we do 0?
4 minus 0.
Good. We subtract the answer to our multiplication problem, 0, from our new dividend 4 to get
4.
4. What do we check for now?
Something to bring down and then we compare.
Good. Do we have anything to bring down?
No.
No. So we can compare Is 4 less than 7?
Yes. Yes.
So that means 564 divided by 7 is what, Kingston?
It is 80 remainder 4.
Good. So that means we're going down to our code and we're finding anything that looks like 80 and 4/7. And we are going to put, what letter did you have, Kingston? Was it E? No, it wasn't E.
A. It was A.
A, okay. So let's find 80 and 4/7. Or on mine it says 80 remainder 4. I have one here. Kingston, you can go ahead and mute yourself. Here. And that's it. So you should have 2 A's. It should be the 4th letter of the first word and the first letter of the 3rd word. Okay, we will finish that tomorrow. So we're going to go in order. So it'll be Zari first, then Ethan, then Victoria, then Cullen, then Carla, then Lena. Everybody, please, please, please make sure that you are practicing your basic facts. Part of what's taking so long is that a lot of you don't know your basic facts. So you're having to sit there and think and think and think. What is that answer? I don't know. So you've got to make sure that you know your basic facts. You have to. It is something you have to do. When you get into 5th grade math next year, Miss Bowers is not going to have time to work with you on your basic facts. If you already know your basic facts, great. Keep it up. Practice them. Because it's sometimes easy to forget when you first learn them. So make sure that you are practicing them all the time and that you know them. There won't be time for multiplication drills or going over them next year. I'm telling you right now. Okay.